lot of people in the comments have been asking me about rice straw. Am I going to get to bale rice straw this year? And the answer is yes. I talked to the landowner around the ranch there, and he said I could go ahead and bale up as much as I wanted, is the way I understood it. So today I got the disc mower hooked up to the LS. We're going to run out to one of the rice checks and cut. I'll just have to kind of take a guess as to how much I'm going to need. My hope is to get about 30 big bales and then maybe like 4 small bales for the pigs. So what that looks like on the ground, I really can't tell you, but we're going to take our best guess. So I'm going to do that first, and then it looks like we got a string of a couple fairly warm days. So I think today is the best day that I'm going to get to cut that pasture hay. And as it would turn out, we've got the disc mower hooked up and ready to go. So what I'm saying is today we're going to cut a lot of stuff with this tractor. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. This check that I'm in here, I think is around 10 acres, and I don't think I'll cut all of it. That'll probably be more than what I need. You can see right here where I'm standing, they've already got it cut down pretty low. That's because this is where they park their trailers when they're loading out. But the reason that I am still coming out here with the disc mower is because in other parts of the check, the stubble is, you know, a foot tall or something. So I want to get everything down to a uniform height, so that when I rake it into windrows, you know, the rake can work properly and it'll be all good. I am a little concerned because there is so much stuff that's already on the ground, you know, that might get balled up on the mower, on the shoes. But we'll just have to see how it goes. If I have to pick it up every once in a while to clean it out, then that's what I'll do. Well, to look at it, there's not a huge difference between the stuff that I cut and the stuff that I didn't cut, but I can tell the difference, and you know, I'm the one that needs to be able to. This is a dusty job, and to be perfectly honest, if I didn't have a cab, I'm not sure that I would try to do this because it's pretty miserable. Rice dust is very itchy, especially depending on the variety. Oddly enough, some varieties are a lot itchier than others. And it's a little nerve-wracking too, because you know, we're dealing in large quantities of dry straw, and the fire risk is certainly here. So it's something that you got to keep an eye on. And the thing about rice dust is that it looks a lot like smoke, and sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. Many years ago, when I worked for a rice farmer, one of my jobs was to go through with the mower and chop the rice straw after harvest. And I remember I was going one evening and I could not tell if the trail behind me was dust or smoke. And I probably drove around for about an hour not being able to decide, until I finally got off the tractor to look, and sure enough, I had a bearing going out on the mower and it had been smoking that whole time. As for now, I see no smoke out in the field, and I see no smoke coming off the tractor or the mower, so I think we're good, and we can move on to the next field, which kind of funny. It's actually right on the other side of the fence. Too bad there's not a gate here. I gotta go all the way around. And then the other thing, of course, with a job like this is you gotta keep a close eye on the tractor's temperature gauge, because all of that chaff and that dust has a way of working it through the screen on the hood and getting clogged up in the radiator. But so far we look good, so I don't think we need to clean the radiator right this second, but I will blow it out this evening. Steer, he's almost as tall as his mom. Well, it's bright and early the next morning. I guess you probably can't really see me that well, but that's all right. You ought to be able to hear me. Callie and I are in the truck on our way to town to get a yard of concrete. It's about an hour and a half later now. I got my yard of concrete behind me. So we'll be back over to the ranch in a few minutes. We can back this into the corral and get the first yard poured. This is a fun turn of events. My truck just started making a knocking sound, and now it's blowing white smoke behind me like crazy. I hope we make it home, but I have my doubts. Well, thank goodness, looks like we're gonna make it, but I don't know what's the matter with this truck. Well, this whole pile of parts, at least that's what I assume it just became, did make it here, but now we got it swapped out with my dad's truck so we can keep on going. Get the screening board out. Yeah, it's right there. Well, that should pretty much do it for this one. It might be a little bit smoother than I'd like it to be, which is kind of funny with something like this, because usually with concrete you want it smooth as you can make it, but I don't actually want that because I don't want it to be too slippery for the cows. So if it ends up that I think it is too slippery, then I can put some stall mats or something down on top of the slab. But for now, I think this is good. So now we wait. The next yard of concrete is on its way here. And when it gets here, we'll do the same thing again. Well, it's been quite a day, to say the least. I put my camera down a while ago because I'm sure you've all had a day like this where it's just like everything is going wrong. And I don't know, I guess I just didn't want to film it and remember it. And maybe it's not fair to say everything went wrong. The first form that I poured, the concrete came out perfect. A yard was like the exact amount of concrete for that form. However, the second form, things didn't really go that way. I don't know how. Those forms are the exact same size, but a yard was way short on the second one. So what I ended up having to do was run to the hardware store and get a few bags and then pour those on top. And I'm just hoping that the new concrete adheres to the original yard, but you know, it's all done now, so whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. And I'm trying to think of how I can wrap this all up. It kind of seemed like this video just jumped around everywhere, and honestly that might be how the next couple videos are, because my back's against the wall right now, super busy. It's kind of hard to like film according to a theme. It's really just going to be like, this is what I'm doing right now. So we cut the rice straw in the pasture yesterday. The pasture is going to sit for a while before I even consider raking it or baling it. But the rice straw, my plan is to rake and bale that tomorrow, because obviously that stuff's all dry, but it just needs to be windrowed so that it's easier to bale. So hopefully I used up all my bad luck today and I don't have any remaining tomorrow. What do you think? Maybe? But all things considered, I did get a lot accomplished in the last couple of days, and hopefully at least that trend will continue. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.